strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you know it so well. It is so true that it does not matter who the host is. That is for sure. Anyways, today's Friday, May the 20th of 2022, day 140th. Yes, 140 of the year. And let's take a look. Only 225 days left before the end of the shit show. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. So anyways, we are broadcasting live from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM. And we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place that we do stuff at.
Radio Big. Streaming 24/7 at RadioBig.fm.
So there you go, hanging out with our friends at RadioBig.fm just to make sure that we're on the clear-G side of everything. So how are you? How was everything over the last 23 hours? Did you do anything exciting? Did you do anything to brag about? Or do you have some big plannies for the weekend? Because, you know, all those things are always important as we are talking, hanging, and banging, and doing all the fun stuff that we get to do. So, it is Freeform Friday, so what does that mean on your end, my end, and all around the multiverse here of the things that we get to do? Well, it means the following information. It means that today we're going to talk a little bit about everything that's going on inside of the world here, because that's the easiest way to do it. And then we'll come about, and do whatever we need to make sure that we are lock and engage for this weekend as we go into everything that is going on. So just for information purposes, we'll talk about that. So if you are new around here, let me explain to you how it goes. We talk about safety in the news and safety, and then kind of go around and about. There is a form for you to be able to interact with the show, not a form like you would fill out, but a form of you being able to do whatever you want to do inside of here. So all you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That is callinradio.com. That will get you moving and grooving inside of here, so us to be able to hang and bang and do a little bit of everything together. So call in radio, it will be video, it will be text, it will be chat box, and it will let you hang out and do some stuff together as we are hanging. So anyways, let's start off right away and start talking about what is going on inside of the world of the trends, because I think that is all importante as we are hanging and banging. Anyways, trending yesterday, according to what was going on inside of the social media trend, here's what it said. Hashtag Harry and Meghan was trending yesterday in honor of the couple's 4th anniversary. Let's see, what else? Twitter lit up with tweets of PGA Championship as it kicked off yesterday. Hashtag Pit Dark was trending yesterday as the hashtag was started by the account Pit Dark, which focuses on dark literature. What is dark literature? Aren't both words black anyways? I mean, I'm kind of confused there. What is dark literature? Okay, just joking. Rihanna was trending on Thursday after news broke that she had welcomed her first child. So just so you know. Finally, hashtag Amber Turd landed in Twitter's top 10 trends as social media users continue to side with Johnny Depp in the defamation trial. Vangelis was trending as Blade Runner and Chariots of Fire after a news of the musical legend passing had come about yesterday. So a lot of stuff going on inside of there just for the reference and the sequence of things. Good morning, Mr. Wolfords. Good to see you here. Let's do some great stuff, Doc. Have to do chores and sell the house this weekend. Sell the house? I mean, that's a big win. That's not like something that you do relatively quick. Like, are you putting it up for sale or is it selling? I mean, what's going on? There's more to that story it sounds like for sure. So, how do you want to do this morning? We'll go ahead and we will bring in our professional broadcasters and let them talk about what is going on inside of the world of the news, because I think that is the simplest way of doing this. And then we'll kind of move forward, go from there, and come around and about and shake it all about, because I think that might get us moving and grooving and all that kind of fun stuff as we are doing it. So let's get into the world of the news.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
NBC News Radio, I'm Scott Carr. The Biden administration starting the first flights for Operation Fly Formula, an effort to ease the baby formula shortage. The first shipment will come from Switzerland to Plainfield, Indiana. The White House says the shipments will transport up to 1.5 million 8-ounce bottles worth of 3 different formulas. The president's now in South Korea. Here's Mark Mayfield.
The president is on his first trip to Asia, where he will meet with the leaders of South Korea, Japan, India, and Australia. Today, Biden will visit a Samsung semiconductor plant in South Korea that's similar to a plant that Samsung is building in Texas. South Korea's new president, Yoon Suk-yeol, will meet Biden at the plant. Yoon had promised during his campaign to strengthen South Korea's ties with the U.S. Biden is also expected to meet with U.S. troops stationed in South Korea.
The evidence collection phase in the Buffalo grocery store massacre is over. That's the word from the mayor of Buffalo, Byron Brown, who led a briefing in front of the top supermarket. U.S. Attorney Trainee Ross says the Justice Department is on top of the case. Peyton Gendron allegedly killed 10 people at that top store last week. He appeared in Buffalo City Court Thursday and is charged with first-degree murder in what's believed to be a racially motivated attack. The CDC's given the green light for the Pfizer COVID booster shot for kids ages 5 to 11. The panel voted in favor of that booster on Thursday.
11 yeses, 1 no, 1 abstention.
The FDA approved the booster shot earlier this week. Elon Musk is denying that he sexually harassed a flight attendant on a private jet. Business Insider reports the billionaire's company SpaceX paid $250,000 in 2018 to settle a sexual harassment claim from a flight attendant. In a series of tweets last night, Musk said the claims were utterly untrue, calling them wild accusations. The flight attendant told a friend that after taking the job, she was encouraged to become a licensed masseuse to give Musk massages, with the SpaceX founder propositioning her during one. Scott Carr, NBC News Radio.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. The eastern Donbas region of Ukraine's been completely destroyed by Russian forces, according to President Zelensky. It comes after US senators approved $40 billion in aid for Ukraine. Japan's consumer prices rocketed in April, posting the biggest jump in over 7 years, and 8 new locations are being awarded city status to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee of Britain's Queen Elizabeth.
Bringing you information you never knew you cared about. Rated R Safety Show.
A Russian opposition group has been in Washington this week pushing the U.S. to sanction thousands of so-called Putin enablers. Top members of the Russian Anti-Corruption Foundation have been meeting with members of the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee this week, along with other U.S. officials. The group is pushing the U.S. to take action against roughly 6,000 Russian officials they say support Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine, describing them as next-tier leaders. The Hermit's Peak fire in New Mexico has now burned over 300,000 acres of land in that state. Trey Thomas has an update.
What is already the largest fire in state history is still only 34% contained. Nationwide, there are 13 large fires currently burning, with 4 of them in New Mexico. There are also large fires being reported in Texas, Arizona, Colorado, Michigan, New Hampshire, and Florida. I'm Trey Thomas.
The January 6th House Committee wants to hear from Georgia Republican Barry Loudermilk. The committee's asked Loudermilk to provide information about a tour he gave some visitors through parts of the Capitol complex on the day just before last year's attack on the Capitol. The committee wants to learn more about Republican members giving tours to individuals who later took part in the Capitol attack. A new effort's underway to bring home Olympic gold medalist Brittany Griner. The U.S. reportedly in negotiations to free the basketball star from Russia in a prisoner swap. It's possible she could be exchanged for an arms dealer after being arrested 3 months ago. The creator of Squid Game is developing a satire based on the overnight success of the hit Netflix show. Squid Game was one of the biggest shows of last year, reaching over 100 million households, faster than any other show before. Creator Hwang Dong-hyuk told Deadline he's working on a season 2 now, but he's also in the early stages of writing a satirical comedy about his personal experience adjusting to Squid Game becoming a global hit. Scott Carr, NBC News Radio.
Listen to our host
Of the Rated R Safety Show.
self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
Do you have a claim and not sure where to turn? Coastal Claim Consultants are professionally licensed and bonded public insurance adjusters employed exclusively by you, the policyholder, to represent you after sustaining an insured loss. They assist policyholders in all aspects of processing the claim, working closely with the insured to provide the most equitable and timely settlement possible. They will provide you with comprehensive service, anything from inspecting the loss site, analyzing damages, compiling claim support data, reviewing applicable coverages, assessing replacement costs of damages, and negotiating your settlement. The adjusters at Coastal Claim Consultants will evaluate your claim for no upfront cost whatsoever. Coastal Claim Consultants' fee is based on contingency contracts and are paid when the insurance company sends you a check and it's in your possession. Coastal Claim Consultants are licensed to assist you in the following states: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and South Carolina. For more information, go to coastal-cc.com. That's coastal-cc.com. For more information, lighting the way to recovery. Coastal Claim Consultants.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Oh, I guess what kind of business you're doing might be that encourageable, depending on how that goes. Anyways, currently, let's take a look. 15 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging and banging right here on this lovely Friday as we're getting to move and groove. So a lot of stuff, fun stuff. A lot of things going on into the multiverse and the multiplex. I'm sure we'll talk about the multiplex at some point. because that's what we do around here. So let's start taking a look-see on what is going on. A Massachusetts man has been confirmed case of monkeypox. Yeah, you heard me correctly there. Monkeypox. According to the CDC, the patient's recent travel was to Canada, which still has no recorded cases. The development comes amid an uptick in cases in Europe. Like COVID, monkeypox can spread through airborne particles, but it's certainly not as contagious. Infection symptoms include fever, headache, fatigue, and sometimes rashes and blisters, which usually endure 2 to 4 weeks. Oh, that sounds miserable. Miserable. Yeah, it's like shit on a shingle. So there you go, some stuff to talk about as we are doing the thing there. So what do you think about that one? You don't want that. Nobody wants that. Anyways, the Russian ruble has not only rebounded after Western nations imposed sanctions on the Russian economy in February, it's trading at a 4-year high. Worth noting, here's what President Biden tweeted on March 26th. As a result of the unprecedented sanctions, the ruble was almost immediately reduced to rubble. The Russian economy is on track to be cut in half. And it was ranked in at the 11th biggest economy in the world before the invasion, and soon it will be over even rank among the top 20. I guess that didn't. You see, this is what happens with social media postings. Things sometimes don't live up to what people say. So yeah, maybe sometimes you shouldn't just tweet stuff. I mean, I'm just saying that as an idea. Calm it down.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
That's kind of funny because that reminds me of something as well, about not tweeting things and not posting stuff on social media. Imagine, one of a big organization comes out and decides to give you an award for being such a great individual and all that kind of fun stuff, because those things do happen. But knowing that there is a recording out there of you actually getting this award, or prior to you getting this award, of you saying how terrible this organization is that has just handed you an award. I mean, what a weird pickle that would put you in. Like, what would you decide to do? Like, holy shit. Like, oh my God. I mean, that's like why you shouldn't tweet or social media a lot of things that you might come back to haunt you in the long run, especially putting stuff on like audio recordings and then all of a sudden be awarded or certain things happen and then go, oh man, is this going to come back to bite me? I remember hearing Mark Cuban many, many, many moons ago say something along the lines like this. If you actually post stuff on social media, you shouldn't let it stay up there for longer than a month. Likes or whatever. I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess then you're kind of going back and chicken pecking and hunting back on what you did. So I don't know. Makes you wonder about a lot of things there. Anyways, the Non-Human Rights Project is suing the New York Zoo over the living conditions of elephants that are named Happy. The president of the group tells Washington Post that what we're saying is that she is meaning the elephant has the rights to bodily liberty, and that makes her no longer a thing. He added, she's a person. New York State Supreme Court is currently considering the case. That's a weird one. That is a weird one. So now the elephant is a person. And yes, to answer your question about the delicacies of shit on a shingle, gravy toast with some meat product. Yes, you know exactly what I meant when I said that. Yes, and I will call that a military thing, not necessarily just an army thing, just FYI there, just for some reference pieces. That's coming in from Mr. Wolford. From the diary of, what is it? The diary of a bald man, right? That's what you're titling it now? So there you go. Anyways, let's continue with this. There's a new world record for longest distance flown by a paper airplane. A team that composed of 2 men from South Korea and 1 from Malaysia designed and folded the plane, which soared 252 feet, 7 inches, busting the previous record of 226 feet, 10 inches set in 2012. Like that, is that really a news story? Like, is that worthy of your time? Okay, let's bring some Johnny Smalls inside of here. Let him tell you about what's going on in the market.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, May 20th, 2022. Equities slipped again Thursday and are in danger of falling further. While the S&P 500 was able to claw its way back upward from a freshly set low, the index is still below what is now a key resistance target. The 4,100 level was confirmed as a resistance this week and will be a major hurdle for the index going forward. The longer it takes for the market to get back above that level, the harder it will be to cross above it, and we are not hopeful for a rebound next week. Next week will be a critical time for the broad market. The technical picture is lending strength to the argument sell in May and go away, and there are no catalysts for buying on the horizon. The catalyst that is on the horizon is the PCE price index, and we don't expect that to be a pleasing figure. If the market falls to a new low, a low below 3860, the S&P 500 is likely to fall another 100 points or more before finding the next level of price support. You can get the inside track in your inbox at marketbeatminute.com.
Okay, thank you, Jenny Smalls, for that one, letting us know what was going on inside of the world of the market. Let me give you a little bit of what I found here. After an afternoon rally, the Dow still finished in the red. The Dow 236 points. Both the S&P and the NASDAQ were down about, a quarter of a percentage. Both West Texas Intermediate and Brent crude are back over $110 a barrel. So meaning at the same time, too, that you could be considered being over a barrel also at the same time. I mean, I guess that's one way to take a look-see at it if you so were inclined to do so. So just for information purposes there. So I don't know. What are you seeing at the pump? Maybe that's what we need to talk about because, that means that more than likely gas prices are on the uppity up. Not stuff that people want to hear about, but it's the reality of the situation of what is happening right now. So let's go ahead and get some information in here. Let's see how gas prices are on the brink of another expensive milestone. Let's have Mark Mayfield tell us some more.
The AAA Stations survey shows the national average price for regular is up to $4.59 a gallon. The $4.60 a gallon barrier is almost certain to fall this weekend, as prices have set a new record for nearly 2 weeks in a row. The least expensive place to fill up is Oklahoma, where the statewide average is just $4.03 a gallon. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Okay, so there you go. No driving to Oklahoma just to pick up gas. That's not going to be a good idea just for reference purposes whatsoever of what is going on. Let's talk about some things that are happening. So here you go. Unnamed 13-year-old shot by a Chicago police officer. An investigation after an unarmed 13-year-old boy was shot by a Chicago police officer on the west side. CPD Superintendent David Brown said the teen jumped from a stolen Honda Accord as the police approached on Wednesday night.
The subject flees to a gas station parking lot at the 800 block of North Cicero and turns toward the officer.
An officer shot the boy, who remains in the hospital, serious but stable condition. The Accord was stolen on Monday night in Chicago and used in a carjacking in Oak Park. So there you go, just for some information purposes of what is going on. What else do we have going on inside of here? Some information and some things that are going on inside of the multiverse and the multiplex, all in one time. So let's kind of go through some of these things together as you and I are hanging. So let's talk about this. If you're not doing much this weekend, let me tell you about some things that are happening inside of the world of the video on demand services, because people always ask me about that. So if I have it, I'll give it to you. New to Hulu will be American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story. That seemed to be a quick turnaround. I almost feel like that one just came out. And then The Valet, that will be also out as well. And then new to Netflix is Ben is back in Jackass 4.5. Hold on, Jackass 4.5? So, was there a Jackass 4? I mean, I don't even know. I can't even keep up because there's so many jackasses out there. No, seriously.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's talk about this. John Allaward has died. The actor best known for his role in Dr. Donald Answer on ER and Barry Goodwin's The West Wing passed away on Monday at his home in Seattle. His wife, Mary Fields, told Deadline that he had been declining in health. He was 75 at the time of passing. What else do we have going on? Vangelis has died. The legendary composer known for his work for Chariots of Fire and Blade Runner passed away at a hospital in France on Tuesday. His rep reported that he has been in the hospital being treated for unspecified illnesses. He was 79. So there you go. Some information going on right there. As we talk real quick, and just before the reference piece of this, have you seen Blade Runner? Like, have you seen Blade Runner? You know, that movie is one of those movies that makes you think a lot of things as regards of when it came out. But have you read the book? Do androids dream of electric sheep? No, seriously, have you read it? That's actually what the book is titled. And then Blade Runner came about. It is by a author by the name of Philip K. Dick. And boy, does he have a whole, we'll call it a multiverse. Yeah, we'll call it a multiverse of books that make you kind of go, and question a lot of things about life. That is for sure. If you have not picked up the author, I would strongly encourage you to do so, just to take a gander to what he has to say about some of the things happening in life, or he did say about the things happening in life while he was alive. So there you go. Anyways, let's continue talking in regards about some other things that are happening inside of the world here. A man dies at a fire at a Hollywood recording studio. An investigation is underway after a man was found dead following a fire inside a recording studio. Hip-hop artist Maximilian was inside of the building at the time.
I was trying to get in there, somebody grabbed me and said, "Don't go back in there, everything's done, it's just over, don't go back." And I was just trying, I was fighting them off me, like, get off me, I want to go back and save my stuff. But they said it's your life or it's your stuff.
Last night, TV star Sharon Osbourne said that her daughter Amy was in the studio with her producer at the time of the fire broke out. Both made it out. Two other people were evaluated for smoke inhalation. The cause of the fire is a mystery, but the owner of the building believes that it may have sparked by a candle. So there you go, some stuff that is going on inside of there. What else do we have going on? Let's see. Biden tours Samsung plant. I think we talked about this, but let's talk a little bit more. President Biden is in South Korea for the first leg of an Asian tour that aims to build the economic ties and counter Chinese influence.
So much of the future of the world is going to be written here in the Indo-Pacific over the next several decades. We're standing at an inflection point in history where the decisions we make today will have far-reaching impacts on the world we leave to our children tomorrow.
This morning, he met with President Yoon Suk Yeol to tour Samsung's plant before the full day of Saturday. South Korea is likely to be part of Biden's Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, which will set standards for labor and the environment and supply chain. So there you go. Be on the lookout for that. Also, funerals begin for Buffalo supermarket shooting today. Funerals are beginning for the victims in last weekend's mass shooting in Buffalo supermarket. Jennifer Polzoni has more information.
Deacon Hayward Patterson, the first being laid to rest, the Reverend Al Sharpton speaking at his funeral. Patterson, one of 10 black people killed in what's being called a racially motivated attack Saturday at the Tops grocery store in Buffalo. More funerals to follow Saturday into next week as accused shooter Peyton Gendron remains held without bail after appearing in Buffalo City Court charged with first-degree murder. He's due back in court next month. Jennifer Bolsoni, NBC News Radio, New York.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer, for that one. Lake Mead corpse water now for sale. Did you hear me? Did you hear me on that one? Let's talk about this. The owner of the Magic Shop in Las Vegas is cashing in after human remains recently discovered on the shores of Lake Mead generated national headlines. Daniel Martindale explains.
The owner of Blasphemy Boutique is selling something called Lake Mead Corpse Water. The owner tells KLAS-TV it's a play on traditional corpse water, which is used in different forms of witchcraft, but this is a gag and not real corpse water. The woman says the item has been selling very well following the recent news out of Lake Mead, the nation's largest reservoir in terms of water capacity. I'm Daniel Martindale.
Hold the phone here, because I didn't get that. Did you just say that they actually sell a product known as corpse water, where he just said that is not the real thing? So there is a option of getting the real thing. Is that what we're discussing here? Because it sounded a lot like that. So the discussion was that it's not the real stuff. It's some stuff that is readily available. I don't know, some interesting things. Before I forget, we are 31 minutes past the top of the hour, just in case. Yesterday's subject matter that we talked about here during the main story, I don't want to forget about this. I did not realize that it was going to ignite the fire. I had quite a few people reach out to me yesterday via the Selly to let me know how they felt about it. And then I had multiple people ask me if I was trying to name particular entities that do training. And no, there was no reference to that. I was just telling you about some training stuff that I was taking a look at. But I was kind of impressed that so many people realize on how many organizations, and I'm not picking here, I'm just referencing, have lackluster older content. And listen, I understand that some things don't update. I mean, I get it. I mean, sometimes there are certain things that don't jive. But I had one particular example that came in yesterday that somebody referenced that one of the trainings that they had recently done seemed like it hadn't been updated since the 1990s. 1990s. So you're telling me that this stuff has been there, let's say for a ballpark purposes, for over 30 years. Nobody's going to want to watch that in regards of doing it. And listen, I'm not saying that every time that somebody says the word "the" in a new format, it needs to be re-recorded or redone or retrained. That's just what, is not realistic. But we live in an environment today where I think things can be updated in real time. And let me explain what I mean in real time. If you take a look at a recording that you did or something that you are putting out there and update it every 6 months, once a year, especially if you want people to be timely in what's going on, I think it's important. And I get it. Believe me, I understand production costs are expensive, but we have to be realistic too. You want to give people not necessarily always the latest and the greatest, but you want to keep them informed. There are additional information that you can do. You can do an extra paper. You can do an addition to. It doesn't have to redo the whole content, but it's giving you the tips and tricks on what to do to make sure that you remain current. And it shouldn't just be a money grab. It shouldn't just be, oh, your renewal is this amount, and yes, that means that you are now renewed because you have paid me a surcharge of X, Y, and Z. I mean, I hope people were not that offended, but I was kind of amazed on the amount of people that did reach out. So there you go. I will reference that on here. Anyways, 34 minutes past as we are hanging out real quick. What else do we have going on? Let's talk about this real quick. Two wanted in stray bullet shooting and death of the Bronx girl. Detectives are reportedly looking into question two teenagers in the stray bullet shooting death of a Bronx girl. Jennifer Polzoni has more information.
Police say 11-year-old Kiara Tay with her family Monday evening in the Longwood neighborhood when surveillance video shows a man running with a moped and two riders close behind. A 14-year-old believed to have fired shots from the back of that moped being driven by an 18-year-old. The girl on a nearby corner outside a nail salon hit by a bullet in the stomach and died. Family and friends, along with Bronx DA Darcel Clark, rallying this week, mourning the loss of the sixth grader.
Those who shot and killed Kiara, I want you to know, as Bronx District Attorney, we coming for you.
Jennifer Polzoni, NBC News Radio, New York.
Just interesting just hearing on how some of these things are going down, that is for sure. White House blasts restrictive Oklahoma abortion law. The White House is condemning a law heading to the Oklahoma governor's desk that would ban abortions with a very few exceptions. Trey Thomas has more information.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre released a statement saying the law is the most extreme effort to undo these fundamental rights we have seen to date. She added that it's all part of an effort to curb certain freedoms and rights in the U.S., and it won't stop with abortion. The Oklahoma measure bans abortion from conception and allows Oklahomans to sue abortion providers. I'm Trey Thomas.
Okay, there you go. That's the world of the mix. That is is for sure. So who the hell knows what's going to happen next? I'm always kind of weirded out by a lot of this stuff.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Hello, I'm Richard Exley with your 1-minute devotion. One of the things I am most thankful for is God's faithfulness. We can depend on Him. He will never let us down. One of my favorite hymns puts it this way: Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions they fail not. As thou hast been, thou wilt forever be. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning new mercies I see. All I have needed thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness unto me. Lord, help us to remember that even if our faith fails, you will remain faithful. Amen. If these devotions are a blessing and an encouragement to you, you can subscribe at oneminutedevotion.com.
So, do you feel like you're missing out on what everyone is starting to do now? That live streaming thing, and you don't know where to start or what to do? I have the resource and the information to provide to you in regards on how you can stream onto 40 social media platforms all at one time. Yes, that's 40 social media platforms all at one time. All you'll need to do is go to safetyfm.com/1. That's safetyfm.com/1. That's ONE. So just in case, and you'll be able to start live streaming just like you're hearing people starting to do right now, up to 40 social media platforms. Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things is mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah. you are, 'cause tonight you are a superstar. I promise you will love the breeze by the ocean among palm trees. Let's take a selfie, you and me, 'cause we're living the dream, we're living. Living the dream, I'm living. Living the dream, I'm living.
Okay, there you go. 42 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out. Yeah, this is superficial. Yeah, this one's by Zorro. Songs readily available on Spotify and iTunes. No, seriously. And it's interesting when sometimes they post it and let me know that it's on the Deezer. Yeah, on the Deezer. But didn't so see that here. So thanks to Zorro for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. Oh, living the dream. Oh, so by the way, thanks for the question of the vagueness of the award. I mean, I think you guys are geniuses out there. So I will leave it at that. You can figure that out on your own. I don't think it's that hard to consider or even talk about. Why waste my time with that? I mean, you know what I'm saying. If you just don't put stupid stuff on recording or social media, it makes life easy if you do that, because I'm sure that you're the entity that's trying to put this grand thing behind you does not want to know that there is audio content of you slamming them. Just doesn't make sense. Or social media posts, for that fact. But anyways, let's continue talking, because that's going to be the important part as we are hanging and banging on this lovely, lovely, lovely Friday. So there you go. So before we go too far, let me tell you about the most important thing that I will ever, ever, ever tell you. And let me tell you about my friends at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Whether you have struggled with suicide yourself or have lost a loved one, know that you're not alone. Hear about personal experiences from people in your local communities whose lives have been impacted by suicide and depression. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to afsp.org. That is afsp.org, or call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255, or text the word TALK to 741-741. There you go. That's the information on what needs to be done. I think it's so important to talk about the subject, not sometimes, but all the time. And not just look at it that it's a month. It's a month that we celebrate to talk about it. No. We talk about this all the time because it's super important. Yes, we cannot do what we do without you, because nobody else can play your part. You know this. I know this. That's why we talk about it. So there you go. There you go. And don't worry about why I use the wording of play your part. That's a whole other story. So there you go. Let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of this lovely, lovely world of ours. Vacation hesitation. Let's talk about this. A company in the UK has scrapped its unlimited holiday plan. Why? The recruiting firm has decided to do away with its policy that employees can take as many vacation days as they like, because it found out that under the plan, staff actually took fewer days off. Ollie Scott, the founder of Unknown, said in a LinkedIn post that no one took more than 21 days in a year, and so the company will move over to a more traditional where employees are entitled to 32 paid days off. Yes, did you hear me? 32 paid days off of vacation annually. Scott wrote that the problem was that they have been workers that felt guilty about taking time off under the policy. As he puts it, it's a general anxiety. Oh yeah, but actually how much can I take? In the UK, where Scott's company is located, employees are entitled to 28 paid days off per year. It sounds great, but there's no way that I could afford more than 2 weeks vacation. So there you go. The problem here is that people taking vacation days still do work. And, it's kind of funny. I was having a conversation earlier this week, and I have a friend of mine that was telling me that they're taking some time off, and no problem there. And they were slightly surprised when I in turn turned around and told them, No, you're not, because every time that you've taken time off, especially for a longer period of time, your workplace contacts you and you end up working. And I'm always amazed when people are surprised by that. And here's the way that it works. If you allow the organization that you work for to contact you during your time off and you respond and all that kind of fun stuff, then that's just you kind of helping out with the problem. Here's what I always say, especially if you don't run a company yourself. What if you just did this? You delete your work email off of your phone, off of any devices, and that's it, and you move forward. Because let's just kind of understand this. Depending what kind of role you have inside of your organization, is there really something on that big of fire that people cannot realize that you're on vacation and that you should be left alone for the interim time? I mean, I'm just asking the question because it's something that we should probably talk about. Anyway, let's continue talking. Let's talk about some news of the weird. The first ever Zoom bride has now become the first ever Zoom divorcee. 26-year-old Brit Alice Reeves has revealed that she split with her American husband, 24-year-old Darren Martin, 3 months after marrying him over a webcam. And they still haven't met in person. The two first connected over the internet in July of 2020 during the height of the pandemic. Due to travel restrictions, they were unable to meet in person, but their love only grew stronger with Martin getting down on bended knee via video chat in July of 2021. Alice, she told the reporters that this week is the spite of her efforts to make things work. She has filed for an annulment after it turned out that she couldn't trust Martin, saying, "I wasn't the fairy tale ending that I had hoped for." It's funny because the first of my marriage would have lasted a lot longer if it had not been in person. So, I mean, I just kind of wonder about that. So, hold on. What is a fairy tale wedding via Zoom? I mean, and believe me, I'm not laughing at somebody else's difficulties because that's kind of a jackass thing to do. But it's just an interesting thing. And I guess you can annul a marriage that you do via Zoom if you never consummated the marriage.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
We talked about this briefly yesterday, but I'll reference it again. A man has been arrested in shooting Johnny Cash, or at least his silhouette, which was painted on a high-top water tower in Kingsland, Arkansas. Timothy Sled, who police believe was responsible for firing at the 50,000-gallon water tank, is in custody and facing felony charges. The bullet stuck in the perfect spot to make it appear as if Johnny Cash silhouette was peeing and caused the leak of water tank for nearly a week. Officials estimate that the tank lost about 30,000 gallons of water per day, and the cost of $5,000 to fix it. I thought I heard Johnny Cash is now streaming, but I didn't really know that that's what they meant when they said it. You get it? Now streaming. Oh, what the hell's happening?
You are listening to a radio god. What? This has to be an error. That host is not a radio god. Anyways, this is the Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Okay, 50 minutes past the top of the hour. I think it is time for some John Smalls and some Motivation Minute. Take a listen.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Today's quote was submitted by Drake. Norman Vincent Peale said, "We tend to get what we expect." I like this quote. I remember talking to a guy who had been doing the same exact thing for many, many years, but somehow he was expecting different results than he had gotten before. I asked why. Well, he didn't know why, but he knew he needed different results. Then I explained to get that, he might need to change his plan. That will change the outcome. That's like following the instructions on the back of a box of brownies, but you expect a cake. No, get a cake mix if you want cake. The outcome that you expect will depend on what you're doing to get there more than anything else. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Your Wellness Minute is brought to you by AlysaMorgan.com. Do you ever wonder what's behind motivation and how to manage your life so you have more of it? According to neurobiologist Dr. Andrew Huberman, the formula for motivation is effort plus intermittent reward. Dopamine is the common currency of motivation, pleasure, and pursuit of pleasures. Everybody enjoys pleasure. That being said, if you achieve pleasure from food or experiences without having to put any effort, pretty soon those pleasures lose their potency. That doesn't mean we stop pursuing pleasures, but it lowers our baseline of dopamine and causes us to pursue progressively smaller goals. The best way to keep your dopamine system tuned up for ongoing motivation and pursuit is to periodically avoid pleasures that are easy and instead focus on the ones that require effort. For more information, check out alessamorgan.com.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show. Listen to our host of the Rated R Safety Show self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
Oh, you know it. Self-imploding on airwaves is something that we can do all the time. Yeah, real easily around here. No problem whatsoever. Anyways, let's talk about Did You Know? How much would you expect to pay for beer at the PGA Championship at Southern Hills Country Club in Tulsa, Oklahoma? $5, $7, 10 at most. Well, that's right. I mean, I don't know. Well, try $19. Yes, that's correct. US dollars. Yes, this year's PGA Championship is charging $19 for a Stella. A mere $18 if you want a Michelob Ultra. Cocktails are $19, while wine is a bargain price of $13 a pour. For perspective, here are a few ways that you could have spent $19 at the Masters this year. 9 soft drinks, 9 bottles of water, 4 domestic beers, 12 pimento cheese sandwiches, or 19 bags of chips. What the hell? I mean, that's crazy inflation. Crazy inflation, but I guess if you can get away with it, why would you not try to do it? I mean, just some things to talk about for sure. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world of the multiverse, because it is that time. Anyways, no winner for this Tuesday's Mega Million drawing. Tonight drawing will be for a $131 million jackpot or a $74.9 million cash payout. No winner for Wednesday night's Powerball drawing. Saturday night's drawing will be for a $117 million jackpot or a $68.4 million cash payout. So if you're going to play the game, I guess it is now the time to do so. So there you go. Anyways, let's talk about this real quick. An Australian bakery is being blasted online after a video they posted mocking Amber Heard has gone viral. In the clip, the dessert boxes said that would be sending the actress a donut in the shape of a hand with a finger chopped off, making reference to Johnny Depp's finger injury testimony. In the video, the person can be heard saying, "We'll cut off the finger with a vodka bottle and throw it at her too. And we're sending Johnny Depp this piece." The voice continues while panning on the camera, and the piece of the donut meant to be a severed finger. While many laughed at the video, others called it tone deaf and sick. So there you go, into some things that are going on around there for sure. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things that are happening inside of this world. And let's go from there. Do we want to talk about things that are going on in this world, or do we want to talk about... let's do this real quick. We'll do this one real quick. U.S. News and World Reports compiled the list of best places to live in the U.S. according to 2022 and 2023, which how the hell would that even be possible when the timeline hasn't even happened yet? To make the list, the place had to be have a good value, desirable, and have strong job market and high quality of life. Here are the top 10 places. At number 10 was San Francisco, California. Number 9, Sarasota, Florida. At number 8, Portland, Maine. At number 7, Fayetteville, Arkansas. At number 6, Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. Number 5, San Jose, California. Number 4, Boulder, Colorado. Number 3, Green Bay, Wisconsin. And number 2 was Colorado Springs, Colorado. And at the number 1 spot to live, the best places to live in the U.S., here you go. Are you ready? Huntsville, Alabama came in at number 1. Yeah, at number 1 was Huntsville, Alabama. So there you go. If you're looking for a place to move to, Huntsville, Alabama is it for you. Okay, so there you go. Anyways, let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. Back in 2015, David Letterman, host of The Late Show with David Letterman, for the last time. He hosted the show for 33 years. Stephen Colbert would be announced as his successor a week later. So there you go. Anyways, if you want to talk about some birthdays for today, let's talk about that. Peyton Clark turns 28. John Party turns 37. Rachel Platten, 41. Busta Rhymes turns 50 today. Tony Stewart, 51. Thomas Ricks turns 52. Timothy Olyphant turns 54. Jane Wilden turns 64. Mary Pope Osborne turns 73. And Cher, she turned 76 today. So there you go. There's just some birthdays that are going on today. If you're looking for some reasons to celebrate, well, I got some of those for you as well. National Be a Millionaire Day. National Pick Strawberries Day. National, Lorraine Day. National Quiche Lorraine Day. World Whiskey Day. Weight and Measures Day. And World Bee Day, like the flying insect, just in case you were wondering what the hell I meant there. So there you go. Anyways, let me give you some of these real quick. I'll give you a quick pick of whack facts. If your view is obstructed, you can see about 2,500 stars in the night sky. Your view is unobstructed, beginning at about 30, humans gradually begin to shrink in size. There are 400-year-old Japanese traditions. If a sumo wrestler can make your baby cry, it means that he or she will live a healthy life. Does that mean that they hit him or something? Because I would love to know that. Facebook designers originally planned to call the like button awesome button. Crying does not make you feel better. Studies show that it simulates the production of endorphins and feel-good hormones such as OxyContin. And someone once tried to sell New Zealand on eBay. Bidding reached $3,000 before the listing was pulled. I would pay $3,000 easily for that. That's for sure. Anyways, let's talk about some jokes for you if you need some of those today. If you need a random joke, here's one. I threw a boomerang a couple of years ago. Now I'm in a constant fear. If you need a phone starter for today, try this. What kids movie or scene from kids movies completely scared you? If you need something for the water cooler, try this. When a woman were asked to use one word to describe their spouse or partner, this is what the number one answer was. What was it? Messy. So there you go. Anyways, you've been listening to the Rated R Safety Show exclusively here on RadioBig.fm and SafetyFM.com. Definitely, we cannot do what we do without you. The most important part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener. So there you go. If you want to come out, hang out with me, I will be going over to Radio Big exclusively for the next couple hours or so to do the thing that I do over there. So thank you. And if I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this. Many miss their share of happiness, not because they never found it, but because they didn't stop to enjoy it. Don't be searching for the next thing. Enjoy what you have at the moment. Sometimes people tend to forget that. Anyways, thank you for hanging out. I'll see you Monday, hopefully, if you're not coming over to RadioBig.fm. Hang out here on Safety FM if you want to listen to the next safety show that's coming up. So there you go. Anyways, I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.